How can you increase touch time in the paint shop? We're going to find out next. Touch time is the amount of time in a day you actually work on a vehicle. That means not waiting for things such as the estimator, parts, primer to dry, and more. In the paint shop, let's start with priming a body repair. Most of us are familiar with batch priming at the end of the day. But one of the nuances of batch priming was the little understood temperature requirement. If the shop conditions fall below 58-ish degrees, then the cross-linking of the two-part primers halts. Either we run the shop furnace overnight to maintain at least 60 degrees, or we are sanding an uncured product that is not stabilized and quit moving. Another negative is the loss of production required to enable the batch priming operation. It takes roughly 25 minutes to properly apply 3 coats of most primer surfacers, with a 10-minute flash after coats 1 and 2. Add to that the time it takes to clean, feather, and mask each vehicle to prime, and the time to mix primer and clean up the spray gun, and we have easily lost 35 to 45 minutes of production per man participating in the process. What do you think has a greater positive impact on touch time? Painting another car today or priming 3? We have seen 2K primer improperly applied in as little as 7 minutes, and that lack of proper flash time between coats creates additional headaches downstream. Primarily, sand scratch swelling showing up later, requiring additional work, usually cutting and buffing repeatedly as the scratches return again and again until final cutting through and needing to repaint. Or clear coat degradation due to continually reducing the film build. We may also see dieback and even delamination in some cases. Proper flash time is not optional for success here. If you insist on using 2K primer, then you might consider a refresher course in proper primer application from the jobber or manufacturer, and one of the IR curing technologies to facilitate a prime-as-you-go SOP. You might also use waterborne primer or UV primer instead for the stability they offer, as well as to maximize touch time. Waterborne primer has limitations and is reversible, but it does dry very quickly and may be a good option for smaller applications. Also, consider that it can literally take longer to spray 2 coats of primer with proper flash time than curing the UV primer and making it ready to sand. And UV primer will never harden up in your spray gun as long as it is not exposed to UV light, including the sun, which means you can keep a primer gun with an opaque cup loaded with UV primer and only clean it once a day, or even once a week. UV primers are ready to spray, so there is no mixing or overmixes. Consider the labor and material savings of that. Let's examine a few more benefits of painting parts off the car when we can. Not only do we save time when we mix sealer once, color once, and clear once, we also generally see a savings in consumption of material when mixing and spraying one time. Nobody mixes the perfect amount every time, so one mix means only one potential overmix. Often, we can increase the refinish hours in the boot cycle by putting 2 cars, or more accurately the parts of 2 cars, in at the same time. The ultimate advantage of painting parts off the car brings us right back to increased touch time. Rather than painting half the part today, the jam, and then the other half tomorrow, simply painting the entire part today saved us a day of cycle time. We're able to start and finish the job in one uninterrupted touch time rhythm, and all we did was work more hours of the day on it. I'm Jason Stahl. Thanks for watching.